reality is ultimately what we experience. It's our experience. That is reality. Everything else is an inference. We can assume that there's an external world out there. There seems to be an external world, but the only way we can actually know anything is through our own personal experience. To me, it makes more sense to think of all of that as a form of idealism, but not idealism in that the world is an illusion. There really is. Reality is a real thing. It's real. It's just not, it's not what our common senses suggest that it is.
What is going on inside this small metal box may one day shake the firmly held beliefs of millions of people. At the very least, it may change how human beings think about their world, their connection to it, and their connection to each other. It is nothing more than a simple random number generator. It flips a digital coin, if you will, 200 times a second. There are 70 of them scattered around the world. They are called eggs, and they are the machines at the core of the Global Consciousness Project.
So we were wondering, because it's quite a specific field to study. Okay.
Which just means that we would take one of these random number generators into the field.
Okay.
And it was kind of a double entendre. We were studying the possibility there might be a consciousness field generated by groups of people when they come together in a kind of coherent and resonant way. And the evidence for that actually turns out to be quite strong. By far the majority of those occasions when people gather for a kind of profoundly meaningful event, and that group has a kind of consciousness field, we think, that affects these devices. We did some prototype things first, and that's when we looked at Princess Diana's funeral ceremonies.
On a graph, these phenomena show up as spikes, such as this one. And here is where this all gets very interesting. The date of this spike is September 11th, 2001. Just a coincidence? Well, how about this spike?
Oh my God!
December 26th, 2004. Or this one. April 8th, 2005. In all, dozens of world events, according to project scientists, are linked to the random number generators acting in a very unrandom-like way.
If that focused attention made an effect in the environment, then maybe you would pick up something in the random number generators, because the underlying hypothesis is that mind and matter seem to be different, but maybe they're complementary in some way, like two sides of the same coin. I think that's an important clue when we start dealing with questions about strange forms of non-local connections between people and between objects and all that. And I think it's very important that most of the mystical traditions say that separation is an illusion.
Hello everyone, Monday, a huge day across the United States. It's the Great American Eclipse, the first total solar eclipse in the United States in almost 100 years. If you want to view it, here's what you've got to do. Do not look directly at the sun without protective gear. Sunglasses, the ones you buy at a regular store, are not enough to keep your eyes safe. You're only going to need special solar filters or eclipse glasses that are available online. Local libraries, museums, and retailers. Some of them have them available. Call around if you haven't got them.
Do you think tomorrow during the eclipse people are gonna meditate? Because I asked this question because we talked to a scientist who's working on global consciousness and trying to prove that global consciousness is actually a thing. And he found a way to give evidence by analyzing big crowds of people.
Yeah.
So tomorrow during the eclipse they're gonna run some tests and stuff on people, and they believe that they're gonna feel this consciousness as we're all looking together at the same thing and all thinking at the same time.
Yeah, I would think there would be a lot of people that would be sitting down meditating and enjoying that space and time and that nothingness.
So you believe in global consciousness?
Yes, I do. I would imagine there's a lot of energy. Like you said, they're all focused on one thing at the same time. I think maybe that's that's the way we're going to have to shift to end up where we avoid some of the terrorism and the wars and the things that are going on. I think we need a change of heart, not just a change of mind. We need a change of heart.
The so-called doomsday clock is now 30 seconds closer to midnight.
It's supposed to be a measure of how well the world is functioning as a whole, but scientists say it hasn't been going so well lately.
Good morning. I'm Rachel Bronson, President and CEO of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. Welcome to the 2018 Doomsday Clock setting. For most of our history, we focused exclusively on the risk of nuclear weapons and nuclear war. Starting in 2007, climate change began featuring more prominently as a direct challenge to life on Earth as we know it. Today, technological innovation in biology, artificial intelligence, and cyber are occurring at speeds that challenge society's ability to keep pace. It is 2 minutes to midnight.
It's a gathering. It's obviously, looking around, we can see so many people have gravitated towards these certain spots, knowing that this is where they're going to have the most impact of the moment and feel the most connected, is being in these epicenters. So I feel in relation to global consciousness and how we are all connected, I feel that when I play music and when I can connect everyone to a certain vibe. I'd say everyone can experience a glimpse of the global consciousness and whatever they resonate with, and seeing that, you know, we're all not just part of each other, but part of nature and part of the earth and part of the grand scheme of it all.
Okay, it's gonna be Bailey's beads. Here comes sunlight, here comes sunlight.
Oh my God.
This is the weirdest thing.